Hey guys, I wanted to make a biblical video today because I keep getting videos like this consistently. Basically, I am getting videos showing people showing how they presented themselves physically before they were a Christian and after they turned to Christ. And usually the idea is that they presented themselves in a crazy way and now they're normal or preppy or more modest, whatever. And whenever you open up the comments, people are like, why are you stripped of your creativity and individuality when you become a Christian? And you're not. There are rules about how you should dress as a Christian, and I will go over that. But I wanted to make this video to tell you guys that you are not stripped of your creativity or individuality once you become a Christian. It does not matter how you dress. It does not matter how you look. It doesn't matter how bad you think you are, how good you think you are. Anyone can be a Christian. Anyone can. And I just want everybody to know that, and I want you to know that you don't necessarily have to change the way you dress because you're a Christian. Just because you were a goth before doesn't mean you can't be a goth now. Just because you were a punk before doesn't mean you can't be a punk now, right? That's just the general idea of my video today. There are rules, like I said, and I will read them out to you. There's verses, in my opinion, that relates back to this topic. But I want to make this video and tell you guys you don't have to change because the way you dress is not how you get into heaven. That's not how you get into heaven. And if it were, then I understand why people would change the way that they dress. And it's completely okay for these people that change aesthetics or whatever, change how they dress after they become a Christian. If that's what convicted them, if that's what they felt like they wanted to do to represent Christ more, that's completely fine. That's fine, and it doesn't mean that you're forced to do it as well. You don't have to do it. If you don't want to do it, you do not have to do it because that is not how we go to heaven. But like I said, there are two verses I wanted to read where it does kind of go over clothing. Let me pull those up. Sorry. Deuteronomy 22:5. The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man, neither shall a man put on a woman's garment, for all that do so are an abomination unto the Lord thy God. I'm reading now the KJV, by the way. And you might ask me, well, what do women wear and what do men wear? How do we decipher that? And when I was first learning about this stuff, my boyfriend gave a very good example. He said, well, look at bathroom signs. What is a woman wearing and what is a man wearing? How do we know which bathroom to go into? And when you look at signs, the normal ones, not like cool hipster ones that they might put on their little cafes. I don't know. I'm talking about the normal ones that you see everywhere. The girl's wearing a dress while the man is wearing pants. And in 2026, anyone who reads this verse, honestly, will just get ridiculed and torn to shreds because of what it says, right? But it does say that in the Bible. And, in 2026, women dress like men and men dress like women, right? But that's obviously not biblical. Obviously, not everyone is a Christian. But that is what it's saying. I am not going to put on my boyfriend's clothes. Sometimes I wear his jacket if I'm cold, sure. But, call me bad Christian, whatever. But I'm not going out there wearing the pants that my boyfriend wears. I'm not going out there wearing his shirt or wearing his underwear, right? That's his clothes. Those are his clothes. Whenever you go into a women's section versus a man's clothing section, a lot of the things that you see in the women's section are probably pink and purple with flowers on them, dresses, skirts, whatever. While if you go into a man's clothing section, you might see dark green, blue, black, gray. You see a lot of jeans, a lot of pants, a lot of longer shorts usually. So yeah, that's just what I would say is the difference between men's clothing and women's clothing. And so it says, you should not wear the other gendered clothes, right? And then another verse that I wanted to read, it says, in like manner also that women adorn themselves in modest apparel with shamefacedness and sobriety, not with braided hair or gold or pearls or costly array. And honestly, modesty is somewhat subjective. I think we all have like a normal flat idea of what modesty is, and maybe we can all come to an agreement with that. But modesty is different to everyone. Some Christians think that me showing my arms like this right now is not modest. They think that some Christians think that women should only wear long sleeves, right? While a lot of people think the size sleeve I'm wearing is completely appropriate. Or when you go to school, they don't let girls wear tank tops because they think that's inappropriate, right? So modesty, honestly, it varies from person to person. But in this verse, I would say that it is saying, don't wear these super expensive, flashy clothes that bring you a lot of attention, right? Like, you look at people at the Grammys, like the clothes that they're wearing. I feel like that's what that verse is saying. But even though we have these verses, it is not saying that you are stripped from your individuality. It is not saying that you are forced into some sort of aesthetic or forced into some sort of way of dressing, usually. It doesn't say that you can't wear colorful clothes, or you can't wear clothes with lace on it, or whatever, right? No matter who you are, if you feel comfortable dressing in goth clothes or like streetwear style clothes, whatever, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, because that's not how we get to heaven, like I said before. I just wanted to make this video to hopefully, make people more comfortable and to let people know just because you are a Christian does not mean you are stripped from being creative or being yourself. So we don't go to heaven by the clothes that we wear. We don't. And like I said before, if somebody feels convicted and somebody wants to change what they wear and how they present themselves for Christ, that's a-okay, completely. You can do that all you want. Just know that you are not forced to. Honestly, I love alternative Christians. I love like goth women Christians. I love it. I live for it.